Wait a second. Why does this story never die? Every few years, the same three names get dragged back into the spotlight like unfinished business Hollywood refuses to close. Drake, Kim Kardashian, Kanye West. And just when it feels like the internet has finally moved on, one lyric, one sample, one quiet comment pulls everyone right back in. Because this was never just a rumor. It was a slow burn narrative that fed on silence, paranoia, and timing. It all really traces back to 2018, when fans convinced themselves Drake's Kiki wasn't just a catchy hook, but a hidden message. People said it was Kim's nickname. Threads popped up. Timelines were built. Suddenly, what started as fan speculation hardened into something people spoke about like it was fact. Kim denied it outright. Flat, clear, no hesitation. She said it never happened. But denial doesn't kill a rumor when someone else keeps breathing life into it. And that someone was Kanye. Kanye never treated the Drake situation like normal industry tension. He moved like it was personal. The jabs weren't just musical, they were emotional, suspicious, almost obsessive. Over time, it became clear that Drake's name hit a nerve Kanye couldn't ignore. And when Kanye believes something, he doesn't keep it inside. He turns it into a public narrative. That's what changed everything. Years later, Kim admitted something that reframed the entire situation. She said the person who accused her the most publicly of being involved with Drake was her own husband. She talked about how Kanye pushed that story during their marriage, how painful it was, and how confusing it felt to be accused by the one person who was supposed to protect her. That moment mattered more than any lyric, because suddenly this wasn't about whether an affair happened. It was about how rumors can be weaponized inside a relationship, and how public accusation can do real damage even without proof. And just when that perspective started to settle in, Drake made his move. In 2023, Drake dropped Search and Rescue and sampled Kim's voice, not a random celebrity, not a generic clip. Kim, her voice talking about her divorce dropped straight into his song. The internet didn't even need to be told what to do. People lost it. Because sampling someone's voice isn't subtle, it feels intimate, intentional. And Drake knows exactly how the internet reads those moves. He didn't have to explain anything. The speculation did the work for him. Fans started rewinding everything again. Old lyrics, old interviews, old theories. Suddenly, Scary Hours 2 was back in the conversation, even though it had been out for years. People zoomed in on lines about confessing sins and linking with Yeezy, treating them like coded admissions. But here's the truth most people don't want to admit. Drake writes like this on purpose. He doesn't confirm, he doesn't deny, he drops just enough ambiguity to let fans build the story themselves. Mystery is part of his brand. Speculation keeps him untouchable. And as long as people argue about what he meant, he never has to say what he did. While adults played chess with perception, the fallout started showing up somewhere it shouldn't have. Northwest, she's only 12, but lately the internet has been treating her like a grown celebrity. Her clothes, her attitude, her style choices get dissected like she signed up for this. When photos surfaced of a finger piercing, the conversation exploded. Some people defended her self-expression. Others raised serious safety concerns. Doctors weighed in. Comment sections turned nasty. And then North responded online herself. That's when things felt off. Kids shouldn't be the ones answering public backlash about medical risks or parenting decisions. But in this family, nothing stays private for long. Kim brushed off the criticism, but the internet didn't. What should have been a small moment turned into a debate about boundaries, supervision, and whether anyone was stepping in at all. And once again, people started asking the same question. Where is Kanye? Recently, Kanye has been quieter than usual. Fewer blow-ups, fewer rants, more silence. But even his silence gets interpreted. Every appearance feels analyzed, every quote feels heavy. When he was asked what phase of life he regretted most and answered with just one word, life, people didn't laugh. They paused. It sounded like someone tired, someone processing damage instead of creating it. At the same time, rumors started swirling again that Kanye still watches Kim closely, that he critiques her looks, that he compares her to Bianca, that he claims he shaped her image and now sees her drifting without him. Whether those claims are true or exaggerated, they fit the same pattern we've seen for years. Control, ownership, narrative. Kim, on the other hand, moves like someone protecting an empire. Any threat to her image gets cleaned up fast. Any controversy gets managed. The brand stays polished because it has to. She can't afford chaos the way others can. And Drake? Drake floats above it all. He never steps fully into the mess. He lets lyrics speak for him. He lets fans argue for him. He stays mysterious, unattached, unbothered. That's why this triangle works as a story. Everyone plays their role. The paranoid genius, the controlled mogul, the silent instigator. And the internet fills in the blanks. That's why this rumor survives. Not because it's proven, but because it's useful. It gives fans drama, it gives artists relevance, it gives headlines something to recycle when attention dips. But here's the real twist. The affair rumor was never the point. The point is how celebrity narratives work now. Lyrics become evidence. Silence becomes guilt. Kids become content. And speculation becomes reality if it gets repeated enough times. So the real question isn't whether Drake and Kim ever crossed a line. The real question is this: if a rumor can live this long without proof, who benefits from keeping it alive? Because in Hollywood, sometimes the mystery isn't hiding the truth. Sometimes the mystery is the product.